Hey everyone, this is Old Gamer Jack here. Today we're going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to read some facts out. We'll just hit it real quickly, and then I'm going to show you some stuff. Now, right offhand, like I said, I'm considered below the poverty line. So I'll show you a couple of things that I've done to save money. It's what I do. So I may be poor, but I'm not broke. And like I said, if stick around, I'll read these facts off, intermittently as we're talking about them. And like I said, if you see anything that made you think or something that you didn't know, like, subscribe, make a comment. Any tricks, anything that you may do, hey, leave it in comments, help somebody out. All right, so the first thing is this whole thing about debt. The one thing that I know, just from people like me and people, myself even, a lot of us are in debt. Also, I got a fever blister. I was sick for a couple of days, that's why I ain't posted. It is stated, and all these facts now, you can do your research, you can look them up. I'm not making nothing up here. But 50 million live below the poverty line in the United States. 50 million. I mean, that's quite a bit. Now, if you look at it in a broader sense, they even state that it's actually half of everyone in the United States is not thriving. So, the biggest thing is the quick getches. Of course, it is people not really knowing how to budget money, how to spend money, impulse buying. There's a lot of reasons for it. Also, not making enough money from your jobs, cost of living. There's reasons for it. The biggest thing that I know about people in my situation, and even myself, I had to get past this, was the simple fact that a lot of people care about what other people think about them. Okay? And I'm not really sure why. When it comes to yourself, where you live, what you eat, people are always trying to show up for other people, and it's like, why? Because technically half them strangers you see aren't even going to give you a second thought, if they even thought about you in the first place. So, they break it down even. So now we're talking in 2026. Of course, there isn't that much information to be able to break it down, so I'll have to go by 2025. But the statistic, the only one I could really find for 2026, they are stating that pretty much the average credit card debt is $6,000 to $11,000 per household. That blew my mind. Now, I'm guilty of it myself. I have a credit card debt probably at around $1,000. Now, I have reasons for it, just like everybody else does. Mine was a medical emergency. And the thing that I think a lot of these gurus that's on YouTube, these rich people that want to tell the poor person how we're to live, they have no clue how we live. They have no clue what it's like. They don't suffer. They don't go hungry. They don't know what it's like to bust your ass all day at a job to not even make enough to survive. They have no clue. I don't even know why people go to those videos and even watch them. They basically spit off a bunch of stuff that they want you to do that we can't do. Start your own business. How the hell are you going to start your own business where you can barely make your own bills? The stuff that they say makes no sense. But anyway, the average mortgage for anyone that's got a new home, that you got a mortgage, $230,000 to $268,000 is the average. My Lord Almighty, people must have lost their damn minds. I mean, I'm hoping that that's mostly upper middle class and rich people that's doing that, because that right there, for a poor person, that's like debt for your life, your child's life, and your grandchild's life. That's insane because of the interest. You imagine what that's like. This one, I cannot understand this one at all. We've talked about this already. The average auto loan debt is $27,000 to $37,000. So all I'm going to say to that, because like I said, I've already made a video on this. If you're poor, if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you're struggling, you have no business buying a new car. Swallow the pride. Go get you a decent, dependable, used car. The freedom with that it'll take so much stress off your shoulders. Now, just for fun, all this different generation stuff, I actually found a thing that broke this down as well. So I thought it was kind of funny. The average Generation Z, the average debt per person is $34,000. For millennials, it's $132,000. That must be all these people running around in these brand new pickup trucks that I see all the time. Gen X, the average debt is $158,000. That's us idiots that's bought these homes, not me, but that's what I'm figuring that's from. Baby boomers are $92K in debt. That's because they did buy the house, and mortgages and refinancing and all that crap's got them till they die. And then the one that kind of like I didn't even know existed, the silent generation, they're 38K average in debt. And now I had to go look that one up. That's people that was born in like 1945. So that's the oldest of the oldest out of all of us. And that's a shame that they're that far in debt, That's really hard for them considering they're living on fixed incomes. So what I'm going to do, I say a lot, and, I wanted to show y'all, I'm not just saying stuff. What I'm telling you, like I said, it's what I've learned to do myself. It's what I do. And so excuse some things. I mean, I'm not going to try to apologize for it, I guess, but because, I'm poor. But I'm going to give y'all a quick tour around here. Show you some things that I do, some things that I've said to show you that I'm not just saying it, I actually do it. And I'll show you a couple of things that I do to, try to get rid of certain cravings that that I have. And like I said, if you like it, if you didn't know about it, hey, leave the like. But so forgive me, I'm not an expert at this production thing or however they want to call it. So I'm going to be swinging around with the camera here to focus on some things to show you. And I'll explain some things so you'll hear me talk while we're filming it. So here we go. All right. So what you're looking at here, this is what I actually roll my own cigarettes with, like I told y'all. This is the roller. The tobacco I buy it by the pound. And these are the tubes that I told you about that comes pre-done. And you just stick them in there and you roll them. Like I said, I smoke. I don't want to quit, but I can't afford to smoke cigarettes. I had to find me an alternative. I save about $600 a month doing this. So that's a win. There's my little stand that I use for the camera. This light, I can't put you dead up on this light. It's one of them big ones. Let me come around the back side of it. Forgive the lighting. I got that from a person that used to do photos. I got it like last week, and they just wanted to get rid of it. I paid $30 for this. I'm not even sure if that's the right kind of light that you're supposed to be using, but it is what it is. This is the computer desk. All this stuff, I built the computer myself with used parts. So yes, if you look, you can see what it is. Yes, that's an old video card, but it works. The desk, in case you notice, I built this myself. So, I built all this. You gotta do it. I can't afford no big old L computer desk, so I just made me one. This is just an old wood table. Come in here for a minute. It's going to get a little dark over this way. Now, one thing that I like to do, I like mocha, drinks, the coffee drinks. They're expensive and everything else. So what I do is I use the Cost Cutters cocoa mix. I like mushrooms, so I got the one with mushrooms in it. It only costs a few bucks. The honey, that's your choice, or you could use sugar, whichever one you could do. At my age, I try to cut back on sugar, so I use honey. This is just a glass to keep because the honey and stuff gets sticky. And I simply take my cup, I add a spoon of this, a little squirt of this, I add some milk, and then I pour the coffee in it, and there you go. There's your mocha. Yeah, make the coffee stronger if you want to, and try to get you that sensation of the espresso. Also, like with meats and stuff, old lady's got some here. Of course, chicken legs, like I told you, we buy it in bulk. She splits it up, and then, like I said, that'd be a can of like, what is it, like cream of chicken, and she'll cook rice or noodles with it, you know. Hey, Wiggy, say hi to everybody. In case so you can see, this is a trailer. It's what I live in. The painting I did myself. Like I said, get you something and make it better. You ain't gotta live. Outside doesn't really matter. Make it what it look good. The fireplace I told you I did that. No, it ain't the prettiest thing. It's basic, but you know what? It works, and it helps me in the wintertime. So this was. My sister was going to throw it away. I grabbed it because it's real wood. That's another big thing. Anything that's real wood, I'll grab, because real wood is what matters. So, just to show you a couple of things, there's a lot of it, but it's late at night. The wife is sleeping. But yeah, there's things you could do. Sales you go and get. You gotta be willing to do it. Now, people like us, I said the hard truth, we like to procrastinate, and we get stubborn on things. I'm not giving this up for nothing, okay. But if you want something and you could justify you need it, you got to make sacrifices. I noticing when I was doing research, that girl, she wasn't really what you would call, she was in debt. Like, she made 65, 75K a year, and she could barely make it. That's common. I did not know that, because like I said, I don't make that much. I'm right around 33. I'm below 40,000. So that just blows my mind. How can you make 65 to 75K and can't make it? Like, you can't make it, you're giving up. Suck it up, move, because something ain't right. You got to cut something out of your life. You're spending too much money somewhere. And, before I live in the streets, I'm giving something up. Now, I do subscriptions. I cheat on those. If I see something coming on Amazon that I want to see, I'll buy it for the month. I have like $22 that for the month that I could play with, and I pick one. Because let's be honest, these subscriptions to Amazon, HBO, and all this, Disney and all this crap, it's like the first month you get it, it takes them 3 months to change, what the menu of what you can actually see. There's no point in it. In 1 month's time, I could see everything I want to see. So then I cancel it. And then I'll use that $22 or whatever on the next one to get something that I want to see. I don't do no subscriptions on the computer. I got a lot of free programs with this camera that I'm trying to learn how to edit and stuff. Of course, everyone's heard about YouTube. So, right now they're going nuts over the AI. So, thank goodness I ain't got to worry about that. In case you can't tell. One other thing, real quickly. Like I said, get back to these YouTubers. Okay, for the people that keeps getting sucked in on this by the con artists, and that's what I call them, any YouTuber that's saying they're telling you the truth, okay, and then they try to sell you something, okay, you need to look at them like they're a snake oil salesman. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust that. I mean, I'm not saying all of them. I can't say all of them. I'm not 100% on it. I can't say all of them, but so far, everyone I've ever seen on there is, yeah, don't trust that. These seminars, these free seminars they travel around the cities and stuff like that. Don't do that. They don't help you. The same thing with these flipping homes. That's for upper middle class. We're poor. We can't afford to do that. And what are the other big ones they aim towards poor people? Oh, get land and stuff for free. You know, bull crap. There is no such thing as free. Everything costs you something. Now, like I said, I want to touch on some things. We can't, you can't like put everybody down by saying, okay, well, they're in debt, they must be blowing money. No, credit card, medical emergency. It could have been a car wreck. It could have been their house got messed up in a storm. It being poor, we don't have renters and insurance and all this crap. You got to do what you got to do. And what do? We know we can't pay it back. And y'all know what I'm saying. When you take these loans or this credit card, we know we can't pay it back half the time. We do it anyway because we have no other choice, and you got to get something done. That's an emergency. You got a hole in your roof, you got to get it fixed. You know, you go to your bank, say, hey, I need this loan, please, 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 and knowing damn well you ain't going to be able to pay it back. Credit cards. You may be able to pay a credit card back, what you use, but it's the interest that you can't pay back. And if you sit down and figure it up, you know you can't. You can lie to yourself and say, no, I got it. No, you can't. Not if you live in paycheck to paycheck. That's another bill. There's no way you can do that. The rent centers, these places rent to own. If you're willing to sacrifice and you're willing to like pull overtime and everything else in the world to do it, fine. But you're going to pay 3 times what you could have got the same thing for if you just saved the money. And for a poor person or a person living paycheck to paycheck, that is the easiest thing to say and the hardest fucking thing in the world to do. And if you're in my shoes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There is no way that I'm going to be sitting here and don't have money for groceries and I got $200 to $300 sitting in a sock drawer. And guess what's going to disappear? Because I'm not going hungry. But and that's just the way it is. So a lot of people, they break down, they're like, well, you know, I want a new couch. And that's what they're going to go do. They'll go to these renter centers, and it could be a $700 couch. They're going to get it, and they'll end up paying $2,100. Because with the interest and stuff that they charge, that's what you're going to pay. It's like 3 times the amount. Now, they'll give you low payments. I'm not going to argue with that. We actually have a rent center, and they do low payments. I think it's like $19 a week. You know, that's 3 hours overtime. You have to, that's if your company will let you do overtime. If they don't let you do overtime, I guess you're going to be doing Uber, or you're going to be doing something on the side to cover that $19. But if that's all you can do, and you got to have that couch, well, that's the sacrifice you're going to make. You got to make that money somewhere. Because if you don't, like I said, you're going to pull it from your grocery bill. Then you're going to end up going hungry, or you'll run out of food, or you can't take something for lunch. All we have to do is think about it a little bit. If you're willing to do the sacrifice, fine. I ain't got nothing against it. Shoot, like I said, I'm trying to save up money now to get me that power saw and everything from Home Depot. But I'm not going to go hungry for it. If something comes up, if the old lady says she needs something for the kitchen, I'm going to pull the money so she can get it. I mean, that's just the way it is, and it'll take me longer to get it, but eventually I'll get it. But yeah, this video is kind of quick off. I hadn't made one in a few days. I do thank everybody. I noticed I did get some subscribers. I thank you very much. Everybody that's liked the videos, I thank you. I thank everybody for their time that's been watching. But yeah, don't think that what I'm telling you I don't do myself. I'm not perfect, okay? But I'm telling you now, I am poor, you know. Don't listen to a rich person try to tell you how to do it. They have no idea, no clue whatsoever. So I'm about to wrap this video up, but I'm gonna show you just a couple more things that I do and did, and I'll, so while we talk, so once again, get ready for the old camera switcheroo here. You see this shelf thing, that's made by me, and yeah, it didn't have one, so this I had to get cut, and then I made a shelf. My wife needed a shelf. The fish tank came from my father. Yes, it's got pink cardboard on the back because them back and picture things, it's like 20 something dollars. Can't justify that. She has some old pink poster board or whatever, and so she cut it and she put it back there. These are Molly's. They're $3 a piece. Happy wife, happy life. Oh, my chair. Now, as you can see, this is well, it works. It ain't tore, it's just wore. I got that from Salvation Army. I didn't pay hardly nothing for it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just wore. The people today is like, oh, it's wore, I gotta go get me a new one. Well, you know what? I thank you very much, because that let me get one of these fancy gaming chairs I didn't think I would ever get. So thank you on that. But yeah, this is a little dark. But we're gonna cut it off here, everybody. I do thank y'all for your time and everything. And like I said, if you like what you heard or seen something you didn't know, like, subscribe, make a comment. I appreciate your time. This is Old Gamer Jack out.